Here at this center, we have our statement of truth, and that is there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can consciously use it. And our mission is to teach, demonstrate, and inspire a positive spiritual approach to living. So now's a good time to silence your phones and get settled in while we enjoy our first song of the day from Victoria and the James Allen.
Good morning. This tune is called Guided by Love, and I wrote this earlier this year, I think. In the quiet hours, love reveals the way, a gentle guide that calls us to the truth. Not fleeting fancy, but light of day, inviting souls to take in the view. In every breath and beam of light, the universe guides our way. It speaks in silent spaces of your mind, charting path towards clearer days. Answer the call of the boundless sky. The radiance play with its part. In the stillness, ancient wisdom lies, a force that's steady rising from the heart. In every corner of the endless sky, the universe proclaims a hymn that calls. It shares its truth where fleeting shadows lie and guides us onward, steady through it all.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. All right. Now that we've gotten our first song out of the way, it's time to get settled in, set the stage. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chairs. Let go of that to-do list that's running around in your head. And take a deep breath. And drop down with me where we already know the truth. Where we already know there's one life, one power, one presence, and it is everywhere present. It lives and moves and has its being through each of us an expression of that divine idea that always says yes to us. It moves and has its being through each of us. And today in particular, I recognize that divine idea as wisdom and the openness to go within, chart our path. I recognize the blessing of our time together today. I recognize the blessing of the hands and hearts that put this stage together, created this space sacred. I recognize the blessing of the musicians that sing the song of the universe. I recognize the blessing of the practitioners who hold high watch at all times. And I absolutely know that we are blessed with our speaker today, Reverend Debbie. So grateful that she says yes to the divine idea and shows up to companion us on our journey. Longest journey known to man, from their head to their heart. So I give thanks for this day. I already know it is unfolded perfectly in that divine idea. All we need to do is be. So I shall let this little prayer be and say, and so it is. Okay, and now that I've centered us, it's time for us to center as a group. So I invite you to say with me our group reading. I am ready to deepen my conviction in the power and presence for good. I am ready to apply it in my daily life. I am ready to receive God's highest blessings, and I am ready to live from a higher level of beingness. I am ready to be a transformative light in the world. All right. Now, here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Minneapolis, we recognize that there are many paths to this idea, that we are not separate from that divine idea, from that God truth. So we like to recognize all the paths that lead us, that led us here to that divine knowing. And I would like to invite Alicia to come up as we light our flames of faith. Are you ready? Okay. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as a path of love. And we light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. And now I invite you to take a moment and take a deep breath into that divine idea that we follow, that there is only one, that fire within that connects us to everything. Okay. And now I would like to invite Anthony to come to the front for our inspirational reading for today.
Thank you. And good morning.
Good morning.
Consider, if you will, the responsibility you have towards conditions as a whole. For what happens in your mind and is reflected in your affairs will have a definite, even if minuscule, influence upon the nation's business. There is no way out. You are always on the side of the problem, or you are on the side of the solution. Choose this day whom you will serve. Josh 24:15. However, as a concern prosperity for you, it is simply a matter of addition or subtraction. By your thinking, you are either adding to your good or you are taking away from it. The law is inexplorable. Failure or lack in your life is simply the result of continuously minusing yourself. Conversely, success and prosperity are the result of constantly plussing yourself. It is wise to take inventory occasionally. Are you dealing in minuses or pluses? It is that simple. Your negative thoughts of fear and worry are depleting your good faster than inflation erodes the value of the dollar. And your positive, optimistic thoughts add to your good more dramatically than compound interest increases your bank savings. Thank you very much.
Okay, how many of you thought in your head when he said, consider, if you will, you had the Twilight Zone theme going on in your head? Hey, sorry. Okay, please welcome Victoria and the James Allen for another song.
Sweet Spirit, shine your light on me. Guide me and show me the way. I place my trust in you, knowing you will never fail. You bless me with your presence every day. Sweet Spirit, fill me with your peace. Give me the strength to carry on in this and every moment. Give me the courage to follow the words, thy will be done. There may be times when I feel down, till I know that this is okay. I know your shining light will dispel the darkest of my fears, if I only remember to pray. Sweet Spirit, shine your light on me. Guide me and show me the way. I place my trust in you, knowing you will never fail, if I only remember to pray. Lord, help me remember to pray.
And now please welcome Reverend Debbie.
Okay, speaking of prayer, there was a man and he was praying, "Dear God, please make me a better person." And he heard the voice of Spirit in his ear. And he says, "Okay, which part would you like me to improve?" And he's like, "Well, let's start with all the other people in my life." Oh, we laugh because it is funny, and we laugh because it's kind of true, right? If only. If only. So often we want to change the world around us. We want to do it quick and effectively. But we first have to change within us, our world and our relationship with that one. Ernest Holmes reminds us in the Science of Mind textbook, the control of affairs is from within out, not from without in. And this is basically the heart of a spiritual practice, right? Going in, courting that divine presence, going inward and upward. And then we get to move out into the world in all of our divine glowing selves. So last week, Reverend Joanne guided us. We're talking about 7 ups. She guided us through the first 4. Look up to God, the source of all good. Emma Curtis Hopkins. The idea being that you look up to kind of like where the ceiling and the wall meet, and you just gaze there for a few, take some breaths, and allow your vision to change. Lift up in terms of our emotional vibration. If you're not feeling up to going out and about, then maybe you shouldn't be going out and about, is basically that idea. We need to take our vibration and allow it to spend as much time as possible in that place of love and peace and joy, of quiet, of comfort. Lighten up is all about finding the joy, and making it up is that we get to decide our life. So today, I have the opportunity of looking at making it up a little deeper. Kick it up, give it up, and start it up. So, make it up. You get to decide the meaning of your life. Ernest Holmes. Life is a blackboard upon which we consciously or unconsciously write those messages which govern us. We hold the chalk and the eraser in our hand, but sometimes we are ignorant of this fact. Isn't that a great visual? Well, join me today. Let's claim our chalk, shall we? Each of us gets to decide what our purpose is. Each of us gets to declare what our mission is. And we get to change it whenever we want, because we are that divine expression, unique in all of its ways. Life longs to express through each and every one of us. I really, truly believe that. And remember back to a time where you weren't really feeling healthy. Maybe you had a cold or the flu, and your body just said rest. And when you did that, things started to get better. Sometimes the most wonderful way that we can make up our life is to listen to that body, to that oneness, to just rest and relax into what is really wanting to express through us. What part of spirit wants to say, this is me today? If we are willing to just follow the clues, then we can open up and know that Spirit is doing the heavy lifting for us, always. As Eric Butterworth said today, it's all about the pluses and the minuses. So whatever minuses we've got going on in our life, I would love us to write a new story, to take the eraser, clear the board, and let's write a new one. I had the opportunity of spending this past week at Unity Village with the Association of Global New Thought. And it was delightful in so many ways. And I rewrote a story. I am free. I am love in total and complete action, always. And I honor myself. I honor my spiritual expression. I honor this thing called life. And I'm here to give from all aspects of my world. Because if I want this world to be a better place, I need to put the good mojo in. So my question for you this morning is, what story serves you? What story could you make up that would allow the pluses to accumulate? Isn't that what prosperity is all about? Is having a prosperous life, all of it. Not just the money, but all of it. Okay, now we're going to kick it up. And George Bernard Shaw knew how to do this. Here we go. This is the true joy in life, the being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one. The being a force of nature instead of the feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world does not devote itself to making you happy. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to the next generation. That is kicking it up. That is not only saying I'm going to suit up and I'm going to show up, but I'm going to stop waiting for the world to serve me. And I'm going to start serving life. I'm not going to wait until those pounds are off, until my clothes are better, till my next haircut. I'm not waiting for any of it. Today, in this moment, it's about moving out of comfort and into channeling that divine self, that loving self. Because life is not happening to us. It's happening through us. And the more, for me, the more I pour myself into that life, and I'm not talking about getting busy, being busy. I'm talking about pouring my love and my joy into it, the more I do that, the more I court that divine, the more I feel alive. I feel awake. And I feel empowered in knowing that I'm making a change. Maybe a small one to this world, but it's what's mine to do. I once had someone come to me for prayer treatment a long time ago, and she was like, I want to find my purpose. I want to pray for my purpose. And I'm like, okay, we can do that. And she's like, but I don't want it to make me too tired or too busy. Because I kind of like my life, but I do want a purpose. And we laugh, but, you know, none of us want to be overwhelmed, but your purpose doesn't have to be overwhelming. I think of Mother Teresa a lot. She gave her life in selfless service. She didn't wait until she was strong enough or rich enough or had enough backers. She just sort of jumped in day to day. And as she did more of what was hers to do, people started showing up to meet and greet her and give her money. She started with what she had, knowing what her purpose was. And I'm not suggesting any of us need to have that grand of a purpose. But when we're kicking up life, we're saying yes to that which is pressing us to express more of ourself, to burn brightly. Let that inner spark just say hello and yes. That's it. You know, I'm always reminded about how simple this is. It's about being clear on who and whose you are, about what you desire, what you dream, what fulfills you, saying yes with confidence, and then letting Spirit do it. But we kind of make it hard. Which takes me to the next point, give it up. Ernest Holmes defines grace as the givingness of spirits to its creation. He defines love as the self-givingness of spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. You notice the thread? The nature of God, whatever you call God, is givingness. It's givingness of itself. It doesn't want anything from us. It just wants to give. And when we make a commitment, a declaration, to express that spirit at the highest level we can, then we also must become givers. Not from obligation at all, but from that deep inner flow of knowing that our source is truly God. It is the source of everything, because it is everything. Buddhism describes 3 types of givers. There's the beggarly givers. They hesitate, they're fearful, they give of their leftovers. They give from that place of knowing that there's just not enough. But darn it, I have to do it anyway. Then there's the friendly givers, those who are willing and open, and what they give is what they themselves would use, right? I know that this is what is mine to do, so I'm going to give accordingly. And I'm going to give from my current world. But then there's the kindly givers. Those are the givers that are joyful and spontaneous, giving of their very best, always. And not just in terms of money, but in terms of their talent and their treasures. Luke 6:38. Whatever measure you use in giving, large or small, it will be used to measure what is given back to you. Not only the amount of it, but also the energy of it, the love of it, the pure joy of it. So I'm down at this conference, and the last night they have a banquet. And during the banquet, they're auctioning off things. They have a silent auction and a real auction. So the president of this organization, Jerry from La Mesa, California, stands up and he's like, I'm auctioning off this bag of lemon Oreos. And I'd never been there before, so I'm like, all right. And this is after, people have donated weeks of timeshares and creating business logos and websites and big ticket items. So he tells this story that a few years back, I don't remember the number of years, he was at this retreat in Kansas City. And on his flight back to San Diego, they had a layover in Dallas. And his husband died, had a heart attack right there at DFW. Can you imagine how shaking that was? He learned a lot of lessons about not dying when you're not home. But it was a terrible experience for him, and he ended up having to spend a couple of days there. And he finally gets home, and he looks at the counter, and there was his husband's favorite sweet treat, lemon Oreos. So he makes himself a cup of tea. He opens up the package of Oreos and has a wonderful cry, full of love and gratitude for all that they had shared. And every year since then, he comes to this banquet, he tells the story, and he auctions off lemon Oreos. How much do you think he got for them? $600 for the first package. Did a second one. $1,200 for the second package of cookies. I will say the second person had no idea that there was such a thing as lemon Oreos, so there was an extra surprise waiting for it, right? But the idea is to give spontaneously and joyfully, and yeah, both packages of Oreos got opened and eaten by everybody there. It's about the sharing and the caring and the pure love of it all. Consider Andrew Carnegie. He gave over 90% of his fortune away. 90%. You can find them in libraries, even right here in Minneapolis and in St. Paul. He did universities, he did cultural institutions. He left behind an incredible work of art. An incredible work of art. And his one belief that he had stated over and over again is, he who dies rich dies disgraced. He lived in that idea of a kindly giver. Yes, he was a shrewd business person. Not going to say that he wasn't. But he was also a kind giver. So if you give of anything from that place of martyrdom, that I'm obligated to do this, stop. Because if you're not giving openly and lovingly and joyfully, then you're not giving of yourself in that loving, positive way. Give from a place of seva, of sacred service, that place of knowing that I give it out full of love and joy, and it comes back full of love and joy. Try this affirmation. Repeat after me. I choose to be a force of nature for good. I will live fully, act intentionally, and let my light burn as bright as possible. For the benefit of all. And so it is. Right? And so it is. That's it. And finally, we get to start it up. The way we start it all up is by listening. Listening to oneself. Listening to the point of knowing you're hearing that voice. Because sometimes, when we listen, we don't really know what voice we're hearing. Because that little ego thing just sort of can change its tone. So it's about starting off the day asking Spirit to talk to you. What would you have me be today? What quality would you have me embody today? We ask the questions, whatever that question is for you, and then we listen. And at some point, it clicks. This is the voice of God. This is the voice of my soul speaking to me. When Francis of Assisi asked these questions, this is what he heard. Where there is hatred, let me bring love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. Spirit knows exactly what we need to do. What we need to do for ourselves and for the world. Spirit knows. We know. Our soul knows. And when we listen, it's not good just for ourselves. But as Butterworth said, it's good for the world. We are the divine expression of the One, and we are the ones that changes the world. We, the people. So the question, what divine quality are you called to do today? Live from where that guidance comes from. Today, we've had an opportunity to recommit to going inward and upward over the last 2 weeks. So, Anthony is going to hand out your homework assignment. Because we have 7 ups and 7 days to try this little experiment. To look up. To lift up. To lighten up. Oh, to make it up. That's my favorite part, is making it up. To kick it up by living life with a passion and a purpose. To give it up by embodying the givingness of Spirit. Oh. If you choose 1 up every day. And Marv, you should take 1 for Alice, too. And Anna. So,
for Alice, thank you. Yes, thank you.
So this is your assignment. Sip it if you like, but just know that if we took each day and tried out 1 of these ups, just 1 of them, and the next day another, let's see which one is rocking your boat, is making your world a better world, and your life a better life. I want to close with a Rumi. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, it doesn't matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come, even if you have broken your vows 100 times, 1,000 times. Come, come, come again. Namaste.
It's all about allowing peace within. in absolute surrender, so serenity begins. For when the storm subsided and calm becomes a wave, it's all about allowing it to stay. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burdens and just simply letting go. For as you cease to struggle and love pours through your heart, it's all about allowing it to start. Now feel it warm and shining, new with promise, strong, undying. Love different than any you have known. And now the seed is sown. It's all about allowing change to show, then living in the moment like it's all you'll ever know. And though it won't be easy, you can truly say you tried, for it's all about allowing it inside. And now the seed is sown. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burdens and just simply letting go. For as you cease to struggle and love pours through your heart, it was all about allowing it to start.
Thank you. Yes, allow us to start on the 7-up of it all. Thank you, Reverend Debbie. That was a great talk. And thank you again for the music. Now it's time to discuss being spiritually fed. And if you feel spiritually fed, I invite you to give from that kindly giver perspective. You know, part of doing what's yours to do, supporting the center as we support you. Now there's a little prayer I like to say in this time of giving. And if you'll hold up whatever it is you have, I know I give online, and you can give at Centers for Spiritual Living Minneapolis.org. And that is that this gift is God in action. I send it forth with joy, confidence, and ease, everything we talked about today. For I know that I am blessed by the law of giving and receiving, as I now share my good with life, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so it is.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Okay. Thank you for the gifts. And we have a gift for you. And that is, well, we call it spiritual mind treatment, positive prayer, affirmative prayer. But it's where we get to know the truth for you. And it's part of what we do. Practitioners and ministers here, we hold high watch over this community and outer communities at all times. And it really is a gift that we cherish giving. So you can sit with one of us after service and talk about things, experiences that you might like to see differently, and ask the divine idea to show up in that way. You can tell the divine idea, yo, keep it coming, life is good. You know, if you don't want to sit with someone here, you can fill out a prayer request, and we'll have the prayer team working on it. You can also go online and write out a prayer request online. And you can also choose to have somebody reach out to you with that prayer request. It's not just a one-sided thing. You can ask for prayer and then ask for a practitioner to follow up with you about that prayer or anything else that you wish to discuss about the experiences you're having and how you can invite the divine idea to inspire you and have you level up to what's in front of you. So please, do take advantage of that gift. Especially in these times as we get into the holidays, as seasons change, stay in touch with yourself and reach out to a practitioner or a minister. Okay, announcements. Next Saturday is the Celebration Collaboration. A few weeks ago, we had it here at the center. Next Saturday, it's going to be at, I didn't write down the name of the place it's going to be at.
The Hope Center?
Hope Center in Mankato. Okay, there's a sign-up sheet over there. I guess there's going to be some carpooling action going on, so check out the sign-up sheet. And Reverend Debbie, I think, can answer additional questions that you may have about that. Starting on Wednesday, the 21st of this month. Oh, God, see, I wrote 21st. Okay, so Wednesday, the 22nd, we're starting another book study via Zoom. Reverend Debbie and myself will be the leaders in this group. It starts at 7 p.m. And for the first meeting, please read chapters 1 and 2. And the reading from today, that was from this book, Spiritual Economics. It's Eric Butterworth. So register for this class so we can send you the Zoom link at info@cslminneapolis.org. Any other? I'm saving him for last, though, because it's a today thing. Oh, well, that was going to be part of it. I am so blessed right now. My stepfather is in town helping Anthony with the current art crawl, so please give it up for my stepfather, Brooks Burkhalter. And now I'd like to invite Anthony to come up and tell us about what's happening today.
Thank you, Celeste. Today is the last day of the art crawl, noon to 5. If you have the opportunity to stop by, Victoria has been there. Our own Alicia is showing her work. And the turnout has been great. Artists are really happy. I'll be sharing pictures online. So if you can't make it, you'll still get to see some of it. It's Wells Fargo Place, 30 East 7th Street. It's on the corner of 7th and Wabasha. Thank you.
I just wanted to add, so if you're going to see the art crawl stuff, where the corner is, he has these really cool ladders out there that say like art or something. So it's a nice way to like, am I in the right spot? It's a good way to see it. Also, I just wanted to say, so Carl and I will be playing with our duo Clover Club this Friday at Troubadour at 8 p.m. Also, I'm excited to say I'm going to be making a debut at Crooners on November 2nd. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to be one of the guest singers for the Ryan Picone Quartet that is a hot club style group. So if you're available on Sunday, November 2nd, would love to see you over there. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, one last thing before we go. If you would like to adopt a Sunday, there's a sign-up sheet in the back. You can sign up to greet people as they come in the door. You can sign up to do the readings here or light the candles. So I invite you to do that. I'm sorry? Oh, and food. Food. It has to be something from a bakery or a store. It can't be something homemade, strict rules for serving food here. So, like I said, sign-up sheets on the back. Please decide if there's a Sunday you'd like to participate. Okay, that's it. Right on. I'm going to pray us out. Reverend Joanne is out celebrating her birthday, otherwise she would bless us out. So I'm going to pray us out. We're going to get sung out, and then please join us for some coffee and some sweets and some fellowship. All right? Very good. So, settle in that space you've created for yourself one last time. Take a deep breath. And remember who you really are. Remember that you come from that one life, that one love, that one power, that one presence that is everywhere present, as I said. It created everything. Therefore, it follows it created me and each one of you. This is the truth I know, and it is unassailable. So, let us consciously use that blackboard that Ernest Holmes tells about. And change or erase and start again anew. A new story for good in our lives. And let us ignite that splendid torch and let it burn as bright as possible. And let us again be clear of whose and whose we are. Let us be joyful givers from the fullness of life, kind givers in sacred service. Let us choose to be a force of nature for good. And let us invite that divine idea to speak. And we listen, for the Spirit knows what we are called to embody today. Let us listen for what we are called to embody today. How will I show up as the divine idea today? I am thankful to know the truth. I am thankful to know that there is a law at work, and we have just spoken to it. We claim now our openness and willingness to listen, to let our bloating nothingness get out of the way so that we can hear what is ours to do joyfully. Kind givers to ourselves and those around us. Again, I give thanks to know the truth. I'm grateful there is a law at work. And God says yes to us. So I release these words to the action of that law. I know it is done, it is done, it is done, and done well. I let it be, and I say, and so it is. So it is.
There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. And didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. And didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go, And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.